Hi everyone, so for today's video we're going to discuss the qualitative research methodology. So in qualitative research, it is a powerful approach that allows us to deeply understand human behaviors, experiences, and perspectives. By collecting observational and interview data, we can uncover rich insights to inform strategic decisions. So usually we use qualitative research in an event that that is being experienced or human behaviors or of course perspectives. So there are lots of design under the qualitative research. So furthermore, we will discuss those qualitative research design sooner. But for the meantime, we focus on the qualitative research as the method. Alright, so we have here observational data collection. So first we have plan the observation. Determine the research goal setting and observation techniques to ensure data is systematic and meaningful. Okay. Second one, gather observations. Observe the target audience in their natural environment, taking detailed notes on behaviors, interactions, and environment. And for the third one, we have analyze and interpret. Review the observations, identify patterns and insights, draw conclusions to inform the research findings. Of course, we need to plan first the observation. As a researcher, we need to set the goals. Okay, so the setting, of course, it depends on the location that you are planning to pursue in your research. And of course, it should be systematic. Research is a systematic process. We should follow the procedures so that we will produce a quality research. And then after that, we need to gather observations. Of course, we have our audience, the in their natural environment. So, for instance, you're studying the life of the Aita, no? So, pupunta kayo dun sa lugar ng mga Aita so that you could feel the real experiences, no, of the life of Aita. And then afterwards, you're gonna analyze and interpret your observations. So you're gonna identify patterns and insights, no? And of course, you're gonna draw conclusions based on the research findings that you've got. So that is the observational data collection. We also have interview-based data collection. So we have three: plan the interview, conduct the interview, and analyze the data. So for the plan the interview, develop a structured interview guide with open-ended questions to elicit rich, detailed responses. Of course, planning makes everything smooth. Okay, so if you plan the interview, you have the interview guide with you, that would be very systematic. That would be very easy for you to conduct the interview with your identified respondents. Okay, and engage the participant in a conversation, actively listening and probing for deeper understanding. Of course, when you are interviewing, you need to actively listen with your respondents and probe deeper so that you will really understand what is the research all about, what are their experiences, especially if you are creating an ethnographic research. Okay, next we have analyze the data, transcribe the interviews, identify themes and insights, and derive meaningful conclusions. Of course, after the interview, you recorded the interview, you have to transcribe those recordings and then identify themes and insights based on those interviews that you have created. And then, therefore, you could derive a meaningful conclusions after the identification of themes and insights that you have created from the interviews. All right, next we have analyzing qualitative data. So in analyzing qualitative data, we have here three. First one is identify patterns, second categorize insights, third draw connections. So for the identify patterns, carefully review the data to uncover recurring themes, behaviors, and perspectives. So of course, again and again, we need to identify patterns. Based on the interview, you create teams. You look for the teams na nabuo dun sa pag-interview. Of course, meron ka dyan makikita, may mabubuo ka dyan, no? Na behaviors and perspectives. Next, we have categorize insights, no? Organize the data into meaningful categories and subcategories to facilitate analysis. You have to categorize so that when you are analyzing, when you are doing your chapter 4, no, of your research, it will be very easy for you in creating them. And lastly, draw connections. Synthesize the insights to uncover relationships, interdependencies, and overarching conclusions. Alright? So this is very important that we synthesize so that we can see the relationship of the variables that we have used in the study. So in the entire study, you could uncover relationships, interdependencies, and overarching conclusions. Next, interpreting qualitative insights. So we have four: contextualize findings, identify significance, derive implications, and validate conclusions. First, understand the broader context and perspectives that shape the research insights. We need to really understand it because as we are delving with the conclusion, with the result of our study, it must be very understanding for the reader, no? So of course, dapat maunawaan ng ating mga mambabasa, ng ating target reader, yung naging resulta ng iyong pag-aaral. Second is identify significance. Determine the relevance and importance of the insights to the research objectives. There should be a relevance, no? Hindi pwedeng additional paper lang siya, dagdag lang siya sa itatambak sa database in the Google Scholars or whatever publication, no? So dapat meron siyang relevance and meron siyang importance na makatutulong pa sa future researches na gagawin ng other researchers. Next, derive implications. Translate the insights into actionable recommendations and strategic decisions. So we need to derive implications and validate conclusions. Ensure the insights are robust and well supported by the collected data. Okay? So we should not just jumping into conclusion. It should be supported by the data or the pieces of evidence that we have gathered. Okay? Applying excuse me. Applying qualitative findings, we have ideation, collaboration, strategic direction, and continuous improvement. So we need to generate new ideas and solutions based on the qualitative insights, engage cross-functional teams to collectively apply the insights, align the insights with the organization's goals and priorities, continuous improvement, iterate and refine based on ongoing qualitative research findings. So this is the application of our qualitative findings. Okay, so these are self-explanatory. So that would be the end of our discussion for this session. So I hope that you have learned a lot from this presentation. I will see you again on the next one.